I called off my wedding and don't know how to move on. I 30M have been with my fiance 28F for 6 years and called off the wedding a week ago. I apologize for how long this is going to be, but just need to let this out. To give some backstory, my fiance and I started dating 6 years ago, and instantly knew she was the woman I wanted to spend my life with. Family is very important to both of us, and our families have played a large part in our relationship. We are constantly spending time with each other's families, and it has worked out great. I'm not too close to my mom, but we get along fine. However, at the start of our relationship, I went no contact with my dad. R knows most of the reasons why we don't speak, and is aware of the event that caused this. This info is important. Later, well, at the end of 2019, we discussed getting married until the pandemic happened. We decided we should wait until everything clears up. During that time, convinced R to go to school and get her bachelor's as it was her biggest regret. She graduated this past semester, so we had been planning the wedding. During this time, both of my siblings have had children, and the topic came up. I told her that I was unsure of wanting kids due to my upbringing. My parents weren't the greatest to say the least, and there was a lot of abuse, mostly mental, but also physical. I had told her that being with her made me want to have children, but that my greatest fear is that they grow up to experience any of those negative feelings I had. Fast forward to a couple weeks ago, we were having dinner at my mom's house, and she brought up the fact that she talked to my dad. Parents aren't together, and he was upset that I hadn't mentioned the wedding to him. I knew she was bringing this up in front of R to start drama, and I told her that he would not be invited. R and I had previously discussed this, and she was very supportive of my decision. My mom tried to guilt me, and saying that it wasn't right, that he wouldn't be there, but I told her it wasn't her decision to make. I thought that was the end of it until last week when my brother called me and asked me when I decided to invite our dad. I told him I have no idea what he was talking about, but thanks for giving me a heads up. I called R and told her we need to talk when I get home. When I got there, I asked if she knew anything about it, and she admitted that her and my mother decided to invite him behind my back. R said that she was worried that I would eventually forgive him and regret not having him at the wedding. I was upset, but said I wouldn't regret it and that I under no circumstance want him there. She brought up the fact that she hasn't met him and doesn't like the idea of our future kids never having the chance to meet him. This started a big argument as I am absolutely not willing to compromise on this issue. R then said that, if this is how you treat family, I can't imagine how you will treat our kids. More was said, but I can't bring myself to type it out. This absolutely broke me. In the 6 years that we have ever been together, have never so much as raised my voice to R, but I yelled at her and told her if that's how she feels then the wedding is off. I then just left and checked into a hotel. R repeatedly called or texted me apologizing and telling me to please come home and talk about this. I told her I need some space and will talk to her when I am ready. My mom also called later that night and told me I need to grow up and get over this. The following day, R's parent called me apologizing and asked me to come over and talk to them. I went over to their house, but as soon as they opened the door, I just started bawling. There wasn't much I could do but sit there and cry. Both of her parents sat there holding me for hours saying that R told them everything, and regardless of what happens they still love me. It has been a week now, and I still can't get over it. I know that I'm probably just overreacting, but I just can't handle this. I love her completely, but I don't know to move forward. I have shared the most intimate details of my life with her, and she used this against me. I am typically not a very emotional person, but I have been a wreck ever since. I still haven't spoken to R, but she texts me every day, saying she loves me and hope I am doing okay. Edit. I guess I should also add that I have cut off contact with my mom. She had actually been far more abusive growing up in every way over my dad. I cut contact with her initially when I was in college, but because my siblings still lived with her, we reconciled things. Also, I'm completely over the trauma of my childhood and have been for some time. I cut my dad out of my life for several other events that have happened since I was an adult.